y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Trigger warning, check the title. Before I say anything, I just want to start off by saying, it is my sincere hope that R. Kelly's egregiously prolonged capture and confinement did not set a precedent. When we said Me Too, when we said mute R. Kelly, when we had to force y'all to care about black women, by displaying the sexual, physical, and mental abuse many of them suffered, forcing them to relive it all so we could humanize, validate, and honor their experiences, we were not outlining a 12-step program that must be taken in order to catch a predator. And you would think that would be common sense, but no, here we are. And for the past 10 years, Trey Songz has built a reputation of repeated numerous incidents of physically assaulting men and women, and has had several allegations ranging from sexual harassment and intimidation to assault, all of which have not seemed to go anywhere. In 2012, he gave a woman in a club a black eye by way of a stack of money. In 2016, he was sentenced to probation and anger management classes for assaulting a police officer and a cameraman at a concert. In 2018, he was arrested for felony domestic violence after punching and choking a woman, and later that year faced a civil suit for violating a woman underneath her dress in a club in public. So it's documented that he has had issues controlling his anger and keeping his hands to himself for 10 years now, and homeboy is not in jail when it's clear he's gonna keep hurting people? Interesting. And this week we have yet another woman, a black girl speaking her truth, adding to the long list of complaints of sexual violence against this man. And it doesn't just stop there. There are more similarities between Trey Songz and R. Kelly. Trey was also accused of kidnapping women and even urinating on somebody. At least 2 women on 2 different occasions in 2020 were not allowed to leave their hotel rooms or have access to their cell phone. Mr. Steal Your Girl is right. That is not funny. And I'm not laughing. You know what I do think is funny? How when Keke Palmer tried to tell y'all in 2017 what type of time Trey Songz was on, but y'all said she was crazy. Now the news from the latest case concerning Dylan Gonzalez is fairly new. But what's unsettling about the coverage of her statements from other news outlets is that they're calling Dylan a credible source that now leads us to finally believe that Trey Songz might be up to something. Credible as if nobody else who said anything before was credible enough to believe. Yes, because Akilah and the B must have had something to lie about. What I find more interesting about the question of credibility is that the statistics show just how much black women are disproportionately more likely to experience sexual assault. 1 in 5 black women are survivors of rape. Oh, it's numbers time. 1 in 4 black girls will be abused by the time they turn 18. 35% of black women have experienced sexual violence at some point in their lifetime. 46% before they turn 18. And 17% of them have experienced it with an intimate partner. So please keep all comments that they knew what they was doing when they allowed themselves to be alone with him to yourself. It's gross. And for every black woman who does report being raped, there are 15 of them who don't. So I don't hate to break it to you, but all these people making claims, somebody ain't lying. But also interesting that the white and non-black women who reported Trey Songz at the very least got police intervention, arrest. Some got court dates, a civil suit maybe. But Keke gets gaslighted, and Dylan is bashed for bringing her claims to the internet. But black women's ability to provide consent and hold their abusers accountable has been obstructed since they got here. Enslaved black women could not give consent because they were considered somebody else's property, even the one the history books referred to as mistresses. See, women like Sally Hemings may have used sexual agency to improve their station, to protect themselves, or to protect their children, but that should never be misconstrued as consensual sex. Black women were even forced to mate with black men during slavery, men they did not know, or men they weren't even interested in, and had to endure a sort of second-hand type of rape. The Jim Crow South also further stymied black women's voices via prioritizing white women's voices in the realm of bodily rights and protection. Women who have had a track record about lying about being raped by black men. And racialized violence and its protection within the legal and the judiciary system has also made it impossible for black women's claims to stick. And loud as it's kept, the rape of black women began to be somewhat of a learned behavior black men began to perpetrate as a projection of their own inability to escape racialized oppression. So, the yo side of the bed crew who think they can still listen to his music without supporting what he does, no, no you cannot. Because without his music, he wouldn't have no money. And without his money, he wouldn't have no influence. And without his influence, he wouldn't consistently find himself in a position to sexually intimidate or violate women and get away with it. It's all a cycle, people. Y'all really still out here listening to Trey Songz? Keke, girl, I just want to say I believed you when you said it.